From LALATE headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Afternoons LALATE.
It's a big afternoon of Afternoons LA with big incredible news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021 coming in from the surf. We'll be going over this fourth stimulus check and why the Democrats are likely to give you more money across the board. Then we cut to the vote. Done deal. Monday, it starts the process of the voting of the recon. $3.5 trillion of checks coming to you and the American people. The biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel. $3.5 trillion of checks that are mostly application-based. I'm going to show you how you're going to be ready to pounce and get all this big, incredible money. Then in the final 15 minutes of this video, we go over the biggest sums of money we've ever seen in the passage of stimulus in this country. This is for stimulus, and why this heat is on and why there's going to be so much money across the board. Then we cut to the big money across the board that viewers are getting as Purple Hawks pouncing the big money, and this is as we get ready for fifth stimulus as that heats up in September, just a few days away, and the legislative process will raise your benefits up if you're on SSI, SSDI, and more. I have all the incredible breaking news as we go into Monday with that big vote. The heat is on, I'm here, you're here, and the deliciousness is heating up. It's a big Afternoons of LALATE, and it starts right now. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're having a beautiful day across the board. Your fourth stimulus check update of 2021 heats up right now as August 23rd is now set to resume House session. They're going to stay in town until they get it done, and this is your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. The biggest payout of that recon that you've ever seen. But first, how you doing? Hope the weather is good where you are. Hope you're having a beautiful day and you made it to the weekend. Congratulations. How you doing? It's cold and gloomy and I'm loving it. You know me, I don't like heat. So if it's dark and gloomy, I got good lighting and then I got no need to turn on the air conditioning. Isn't that wonderful? Jump in the live chat and tell me where you're tuned in from and how the weather is on this beautiful afternoon's broadcast. In this recording, so much breaking news. We're going to go over that. We're going to go over the fourth stimulus check and why the Democrats are likely to give you more months of checks. As the pandemic is raging out of control, businesses like Apple announcing today, employees are not needed back in the office until at least January because of the concerns about Delta, and Ross department stores warning that their earnings are going to drop 50% later this year because of Delta. That means big money for stimulus checks because you need more stimulus checks if the economy is not rebounding. Then the second half of this video, we go over the recon. Done deal. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you in the fourth stimulus recon, mostly application-based. I'll show you why this is the biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel. And it's incredible great news as the House is coming back on Monday. Then we cut to the deliciousness of the final 15 minutes of this video. So much going on and so much breaking news. We'll go over that student loan debt forgiveness that was announced yesterday. We'll go over the SNAP announcement that came in on Monday. We will go over why this recon will give you a lot of money. And then we cut to fifth stimulus, which raise your benefits up a lifetime. And finally, we turn to the big money that viewers continue to get as one viewer got over $50,000 from this channel for rent, utilities, food, and internet and more. And I'll show you how you get that big money as well. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. The link's at the top of the chat and the pinned comment. Meantime, it's important for you to stay with me all day long on social media and on this channel because there has been an outage for member alerts from the YouTube platform. So if you're a member, you're not getting alerts since Wednesday afternoon for upcoming videos. So let me go over the programming schedule right off the top so you know where we are. More Early Mornings LA starts every day at 3 a.m. with Overnights, which is a throwback show. Then Street and Stimulus at 3:30 a.m. These are Pacific Standard Times. A throwback show. 4 a.m. is Early Mornings LA, which is a new show every day. Then Mornings LA, live on air, new show every day at 9 a.m. 9:45 a.m., 45 minutes later, is Crypto, live on air, a brand new show. The asterisk means it's a new show. And 11 a.m. is Noontime LALATE, live on air, direct from Santa Monica. Then our afternoon's programming schedule, 1 p.m. is the afternoon's LALATE Throwback show. 3 p.m. is the afternoon's LALATE New Show. And then 5 p.m. is the evening's LALATE New Show. And then finally, our overnight shows are the following. 9:30 p.m. and then Purple at 11 p.m. I think I'm missing on that schedule there Sirloin and the 6 and 8 o'clock shows as well. I'll feature that on the evening's program as well. Meantime, Steny Hoyer has ordered the House back in session. Let's go over all the incredible details. And that fourth stimulus check starting right now. Senate versus House, House versus Senate. There are several forces at play that all want to give you a monthly stimulus check. Let's go over all the details of that starting right now. We have several different people that want to have you have a stimulus check. And let's look at the people at play starting right now. We have on the Senate side, Warren, Sanders, Wyden, the Democrats, the mostly progressives, asking the president, demanding the president, for a monthly stimulus check. They want that monthly stimulus check to continue for several months. Number one, they don't say how many months. Number two, they don't say the amount, but they do say it's monthly. Let's go now to the House. AOC and Omar writing the president saying we need a monthly stimulus check of $2,000. So once again, monthly, this time a price tag $2,000. Then we have the House Ways and Means Subcommittee, also on the House, saying it has to be a monthly for stimulus check. So again, monthly, but not saying the amount. And then they say there should be a fifth stimulus check coming thereafter. They do not say that one is monthly. And finally, the American Petition is asking for a monthly stimulus check of $2,000. See the reoccurring theme? Monthly and $2,000. That's the common price tag, and that's the common duration. And of course, the House bill. House bill written by Jolapal and Company asks for a monthly stimulus check. Pandemic plus 1 year, $1,000 after the first month of $2,000. So this one's a little bit lower on the payout, but a lot more checks. And as you've heard of the breaking news earlier today, early in this broadcast, Apple saying employees can stay at home through January because they're concerned about Delta. Ross Department Stores giving a shocking earnings projection for Q3, which is quarter three coming up, saying that they're looking at about 60 cents a share versus the street's estimate of over $1 to $2, saying that this year may have been great, but it's ending in a bust because of Delta. That's their prediction before Delta even really hits. So the House bill would likely provide more than 12 checks, which would be more than $13,000. Compare that to the Senate and vote House or Senate. I think you have an opinion. Jump in the live chat right now and vote House or Senate. House or Senate, and tell me where you're tuning in from and how's the weather. Who gets this first stimulus check? You do. Democrats represent that. If you got a third, you get a fourth. Single individual, $75,000 less. Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Marry couple, $150,000 less. Democrats represent, you get one as well. Double it. Family of four, Democrats represent, you get one as well. Quadruple it. And finally, if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, you get one as well. The fourth stimulus check is on income. It's not taxable. And the fourth stimulus check would come monthly, not in a wave. Finally, the fourth stimulus check is the same amount for adult dependents and everyone across the board. Finally, if you're at a Dodgers game this weekend and you're in the stadium as a Dodger Blue fan, you see that wave coming, you go, hey, wave. And then you look to your side and say, oh, there's that check. What's he doing here? He's supposed to be at the beach. Well, don't wave at the check. Hey, check. I told you not to wave at the check. Don't wave at the check. The check's not going to wave back. Didn't wave back. Didn't even get up for a wave of the Dodger game. Oh, you're not a waveable check. You're always also probably a Giants fan. And there you go. In the second half of this video, we cut to the incredible great news as the recon goes to the voting process. Deal done. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you and the American people. I'll be going over why this is the biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel. And we've seen a lot of things like this, but nothing this delicious. I have all the incredible great news coming up in the third stimulus in the second half of this video. Because guess what? Most of the money in there will be application based. And as a Purple Hawk, you're going to be ready to pounce because you've been doing it under first, second, and third. Then the third part of this video, we'll go over the breaking news as a major announcement about SNAP this week, a major announcement about student loan forgiveness, and a major announcement going into the weekend. Oh, boy, it's all incredible, great news. But first, let's get a pen and paper ready. Let's get some money. When we talk about rent and utilities and food and internet, it's all coming from third stimulus. And I'm loving what you're doing. You're doing an incredible job. I'm so proud of you. While we talk about fourth stimulus, and it ain't coming into our hands today or ain't coming into our hands tomorrow, third stimulus is, because a third stimulus was passed in spring of this year. And now viewers are getting massive sums of money as we await the arrival of fourth stimulus. We've done this before. We did this on the second stimulus, where we were waiting for third stimulus and we got second stimulus. We've done this before and you're killing it. So let's get over that big money right now. When we talk about the money for rent, utilities, food, or internet, the numbers are coming in and they are incredible. Are you ready? When we talk about rent, let's see the numbers. Bam. Oh my goodness. Elizabeth getting $27,000 as a Purple Hawk member of this channel. Mark getting $25,000. Nancy, $24,000. Richard, $22,000. And Nisi, $20,000. You know, I like Mark's story. You know why? Because he said to his neighbor, watch that kid. He's the real deal. LALATE. This is what he tells me. And that neighbor had gone from no rent to $20,000 of approved rent in less than 5 days. More about Mark's story in a second. If you've had a success story on rent, utilities, food, or internet, send it to me on camera. I'll feature it live on air. And these are some new ones this day. I have a message from Sharon. She got $2,700 for Snap annualized. Congratulations, great job. And Lainey getting $13,000 of rent in just this week. Yes, congratulations. She also got $2,500 of PPP as a viewer of this channel. I love that. So she's been killing the applications. Then yesterday we had Johnny who got $12,000 for Snap. Kathy getting $13,000 for rent and water and Snap. And Helen, whose story I love, she got 2 utilities. More about that in a second. She also got $4,000 for rent. The big numbers are just coming across the board. I'm so excited for you. So send me your success stories if you've had one as well. Here we go. Here are some more of the success stories. Pamela has gotten an incredible $12,000 of rent. Carla got $17,000 for utilities and $3,000 of Snap. The numbers are still coming on in. At Tiffany, $13,000 for rent and also money for Snap across the board. We have the big numbers from Randy with $6,000 of rent, and he got utilities across the board. They just continue to come on in. Jennifer got $5,000 for rent. And then Cecilia got $1,200 for HEAP. That's a heap, and boy, am I excited for you. So let's see what the other viewers are getting for utilities as Cecilia got $1,200 for HEAP. Wow. Here we go. Are you ready for this? Bam. $7,000 obtained by Nancy and Mark. $6,000 and Angela $5,000 for utilities. There's Mark and Nancy with a double hitter. Can we go for the triple hitter? Are you ready? Who made it? There we go. There's Nancy. She got Snap. Snap is incredible. Snap is money for food. $18,000 Louis got for Snap. John $10,000 to $12,000 and Nancy $5,000. The triple crown winners include Nancy, who also made it to the final round. Oh boy, there is Nisi $23,000 and Mark $32,000 with 2 items. 2 items? What do you mean, Mark? Why are you in there for 2 items? That's a graphic about 3 items. Here's Mark's story. I love Mark's story. Mark got 2 items. His neighbor had got to nothing. And I said on air for 5 days to Mark, I said, why did you not get Snap? It's a Snap. Pick up the phone and call them. And guess what? In less than 5 days, Mark got Snap. He also went to his neighbor saying, watch that kid. The neighbor went from $0 to $20,000 of rent. This is what we're doing, folks. This is what you're doing. You're killing it. I know we're watching for stimulus. I know we're paying attention to what's happening, but there's other money available for you right now. And Mark went out and got that Snap, and while we're waiting for stimulus, and how much did he get? $19,000, bringing his grand total to $50,500. And this is what we do, because this is LALATE. I've always been doing this for you, and we've been doing this as family since day one. On day one, I launched this channel because people's EIDL loans and EIDL grants they applied for were not getting approved. So I helped get their applications approved off camera, working on their applications in the middle of the night in private messaging with a volunteer, and then also doing them on air, going through their applications on air. Getting 10 applications a day approximately approved at $150,000 a pop at one point. $25 million of EIDL loans approved because of this channel, saving people's businesses, their homes, and their employees' homes. Then In fall of 2020, we were waiting for second stimulus to come out, sort of like what we're waiting for fourth right now. And it wasn't coming, so I said, let's get some money for rent. And you killed it. Tyrone and his family of four out of Boston got $15,000 for rent, paid all their rent to the new year. But now you're doing it again. The only difference is you've learned from this channel. We've been doing it for a while now. I launched Purple Hawks in January, and the big sums of money are coming on in. And if you thought that $55,000 from Mark was the ceiling, well, it's not. I introduce you to the incredible great news of Lorraine, who has gotten $105,000, $640 for rent in the future, money and food and more. And get a pen and paper ready, because today's your day to be the next Lorraine. We're going to get some rent. We're going to get some utilities. We're going to get some mortgage and homeowners utilities. And here's some introductory remarks to start with. Number one, I'm going to show you 6 places to reach out to, so you need to reach out to all 6. So don't reach out to your city and stop, because a lot of cities are sort of small. They don't have a lot of money. So don't just reach out to the city and stop. Reach out to all 6. Number 2, if you get a no, keep on pushing, because the next one will be a yes. Number 3, they have different eligibility. So if one says no, the next one will say yes. Also, they have their own pot of money. That's why you got to keep on pushing. Also, every state has money. So while your city may only have 200 people, every state is given money, and there's a lot of it for you to get. Finally, listen to the keywords I say in the video, and also don't take yourself out of the equation thinking, oh, I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm too tall, I'm too short, I have too many surfboards on set. I just don't qualify. Yeah, you do. Pick up the phone and call. Are you ready? Here you go. These are the 6 places you're going to reach out to. Your city hall, your city housing authority. Your county hall, your county housing authority. Your state hall, your state housing authority. See how we went up the tier? City to county to state. And the keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID, or mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. You don't say words they don't know, like donetta or donetto. Excuse me? They don't know those words. And congratulations, Tim and Linda, who got these wonderful pots of money. If you got them as well, post them on the live chat right now. Let's turn to Snap. And Louis got $18,000 for this. John got $10,000 to $12,000. Mark got $19,000. And Snap is incredible. Lynn Glenn got it for herself and her son and mom. What is Snap? It is money for food. How do you get it? Department of Agriculture. How much does it pay? It pays a lot. A family of 4 out of Hawaii used to get $16,000 a year because of 2 executive orders that raise your benefits up 15% between now and September. But the breaking news came in on Monday, live on air on this channel. Biden reached out to Department of Agriculture and said, change your policies, pay more money. I'm not doing another executive order. This one's expiring in September. And they agreed to. And the great, insanely wonderful news is that if you're on SNAP, or if you do get on SNAP in the future, here's what's happening with your SNAP benefits. Lifetime, they are going up automatically on average of 25% nationwide. Oh my goodness. Automatically, lifetime, an average of 25%. So Mark, who got to $19,000 for SNAP, now his benefits are going up to about $25,000. And there you go. If you've had success stories for SNAP as well, post in the live chat. Let's turn to the next pot of money. It's money coming back from your states due to overpayment of computer error and unemployment benefits. Where's that landing? Direct deposit. Can you track it? Yeah. Pick up the phone and call your state unemployment office and say, where's that check due to overpayment and computer error? And can you track it with a computer that's actually turned on? Oh, sorry, sir. I was out trying on some scarves. Sirloin, is that you? We'll find out where Sirloin has been shortly as a familiar face returns this channel. Can we top that? Yes, as we go to the big money from coming back from your federal government. As the state money, one viewer got $3,000, another viewer got $5,000. As the return from unemployment from that 2020 tax return you paid taxes on, Margaret got it. Ka got it, and Michael got it, and also Mark. Mark reports he got $1,400. The average check is about $1,200 or more. It's a waivable check. I know, Mitch, that hurts your ears. You hate the words waivable check. It's a waivable check that lands every week this summer, either direct deposit, otherwise the mail. But first, here's a personal message. If you're in the live chat and you've not posted success stories for rent, utilities, or food or internet, do it right now. Because when you do it, you help other viewers. The spirit of this channel is me helping you and you helping others. And when you do that, you help other viewers, whether they're a Purple Hawk or not. And the incredible great news is that your helping has paid off. We really see the impact kicking in across the board. First, we see that viewers are picking up the phone and calling and getting these sums of money. We have people who never knew about Snap, like Larry Maui, never heard about till he found this channel, now getting $500 a month a lifetime. We have people who never thought that they can get thousands of dollars for utilities. Now they're getting it. It's not so difficult to pick up the phone and call your water department. You call them all the time. You call up the electric department if there's an outage. Well, you can pick up the phone and say, give me some money. That's not so difficult. And then Art Sullivan and Nisi, wonderful viewers, they inspire people with 3 items, and now they inspired other people to get the 3 items. So there you go. And finally, we see that people are getting bigger sums of money than ever thought. Let's go back to those unemployment benefits. Where they land, direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. Can you track it? Yes, go to irs.gov and do a transcript search. And 70% of the time it'll work. It'll reveal the taxes you paid and the tax return you filed. It'll also reveal stuff you wish you never seen, like when Bernie goes back to Vermont, does he have 2 mittens made in the faces of Nancy's hairstyle? Can we top that? Yes, we can. As we go into the second part of your fourth stimulus check updated 2021, starting right now, deal done. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you under the fourth stimulus recon. Why do I say deal done? Very simply, is that it's a done deal. The Democratic caucus agreed upon the price tag before they started the whole voting process. So on Monday, Steny Hoyer is bringing them all back to start voting, but they've already agreed upon the price tag. All they have to agree upon is how to spend it. And that spending of the money is all on you. $3.5 trillion of checks. First stimulus package this big, second this big, third this big, fourth this big. A lot more money and a lot more spending on you. The previous stimulus package was 80% on American corporations. This one, 100% on you. How do we get to this wonderful spot? By the Democratic caucus taking roads and bridges out of the recon, making the recon passable. The higher the price tag was on the recon before, the harder it was to pass, says a conservative publication, confirming my reporting. By allowing the Democrats to take out some of the spending from the recon, roads and bridges, and putting it into the bipartisan, the overall price tag got smaller. In other words, the recon made the bipartisan passable, and vice versa. Yes, the caucus, House and Senate, have agreed upon the price tag of $3.5 trillion. So the voting on Monday is merely ceremonial, and that's what they had asked for all along. Now, how did they do this? By protecting the recon. They did this by protecting the recon. The president said everything in that reconciliation is money for the American people. Checks, progressive checks, so protected. And that's what Brian Schatz and Jalapal says, that the White House told them it considers the progressive priorities in the recon its priorities. So what's a recon? What is a bipartisan? What is a recon procedural? And what is a recon substantive? A recon is all checks from the American people. Bipartisan is all money for roads and bridges, doesn't concern you. So let's go over both of the voting processes, because it's important to know the president has made clear that both of them must pass. Otherwise, he's not signing one. He has to have both of them on his desk in the White House. So let's go over the items starting right now. We have 2 pass, recon and bipartisan. Recon is your money, also called reconciliation, also called the budget bill. Price tag $3.5 trillion, also called the Democratic spending plan. Why? Because it's spending money on you, us. Second one is bipartisan, not your money. This is roads and bridges. Price tag $1.5 trillion, also called infrastructure. Okay, that's pretty simple. Let's go over now what is the difference between recon procedural and recon substantive. Recon procedural is what's going to be voted on in the House on Monday. The price tag is $3.5 trillion. All they agree upon is the price tag. Do you agree upon that price? I do. And you agree that committee number 1 gets $10, committee number 2 gets $20? I do. Thank you. Done. That's all they're agreeing upon. After they pass that on Monday, which is why they're coming back into session per the Steny Hoyer order, then they go right into recon substantive. And recon substantive, they've been working on it for weeks, but now they put this to a vote. It decides how the committees are going to spend the money. Who are they going to spend it on? When are they going to spend it on? And how it works. Let's go over all the details of that starting right now. Basically, they just, at that point, they do what's called the reconciliation bill. If you've seen me detail this over the last few weeks, that is the actual bill. Who gets what and where does that money land? Number 1, $3.5 trillion will be the price tag. Number 2, committees would be dedicated the money. Number 3, you'll have to go to the committees to get the money because it'll generally be application-based. And number 4, that how they spend the money, who is eligible is the topic of discussion voted in the next few days. How do we get to this wonderful spot? From Jalapal, who wrote Schumer a letter saying Chuck called the vote on the recon. That letter was signed by 12 House Democrats, part of 100 plus who wrote the president a letter saying you got to put monthly forced stimulus checks in there. Boy, can we top that? Yes. As 7 members of that House Ways and Means subcommittee recently wrote the president a letter saying, we have to put monthly forced stimulus checks in there. Boy, Purple Power, you got to push and make sure these people keep their promises. I understand that AOC and Omar have pushed for this. We understand there's a bill. We understand that House Ways and Means right here is actually writing it, and that Sanders, Warren, and also other Senate Democrats want to do it, but you got to push to make sure they keep that in there on top of that. Can we top that? Yes. As Biden did it, he went overseas 7 weeks ago to have a global minimum corporate tax rate signed into law outside of the recon. He then physically signed it a few days ago. Why is this great news? Because it's not on the recon. Making the recon easier to call for a vote, easier to vote on, easier to write, and easier to pass, because this confusing thing, the global minimum corporate tax rate, is not in there. Can we top that? Yes. In the final 15 minutes of this video, stay with me. A lot of breaking news. We'll go over the vote-in this coming Monday, the dates, the process, the solution, and how it's absolutely the biggest payout you've ever seen in the history of this channel. All incredible great news. We'll turn to Fistimals as well. But first, if you've gotten one money for utilities, $100, or one money for rent, or one money for SNAP, or anything application-based, since this channel's been around in the last year, you are ready for stimulus, big time. But if you haven't gotten one item, try to get one item, and then you're ready under for stimulus. If you can't get the rest of the items, then reach out to the community page. Where are they? In the description of this video. Down in the description, you'll see the breakdown of where it says the community page. It's news.lalate.com/community. Click the link, it'll send you there. And I'll be back with you in 60 seconds as the final 15 minutes of LALATE heats up. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now as Afternoons LA heats up as we go into the final 15 minutes of this video. Direct from Santa Monica, California. Forced stimulus is going to a vote on Monday, says Steny Hoyer. This is for the forced stimulus recon, and this is the biggest payout you've ever seen in the history of this channel. I'll go over what it's paying out and how that adds on top of stimulus checks. Then we go over the big money across the board that you're going to be able to pounce and clean up like you've never cleaned up before. Imagine if you got $4,000 or $5,000 under first, second, or third stimulus from this channel. Imagine how much you're going to get in a fourth stimulus, because you are going to kill the waves, and whether they're a waivable check or not. And with that, how are you? It's a beautiful afternoon across the board, and thank you for joining me on a big day. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video to 30,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. The link's at the top of the chat and below the comments. Meantime, the President of the United States, when running for the highest office in the land, said he was going to raise your benefits up if you're on SSI and SSDI. He did not deliver that. So now the Democrats are taking care of that for you next. When? In September. This is what is called SSI reform. This SSI reform starts drafting in September. Then they put this to a vote by November, they presume. Impacts your benefits by November, and away we go. Let's go over how this works. Step one, they'll raise your benefits up. Then they'll remove the asset limit, add an inflationary benchmark, and remove the income exclusion, and remove the marriage penalty. So let's say the inflation rate is 5% in December. They'll raise your benefits up a lifetime. Then they'll apply a new benchmark. And if that benchmark is 5%, your benefits will go up another 5%, not just next year, but a lifetime. Because once your benefits step up, they never step down. Then they're going to move the asset cap, dating back to a 1980s law that says you can't have more than $3,000 on hand. It's going to go away. They're going to remove the income cap, dating back to a 1960s law that says you can't work and stay on benefits. And finally, the marriage penalty is going to go away, and you'll be able to get married and no longer fear loss of benefits. The House Ways and Means Subcommittee, meantime, represents there will be a fifth stimulus check in the fifth stimulus recon. And finally, if you're a Purple Hawk or you're not a Purple Hawk, what are you doing? If you're in the live chat and you notice all those Purple Hawks with the purple emojis next to their name and you don't have one, you need to join. Here's what you need to know, is that Purple Hawks have been killing it since day one on this channel, and you see what's happening right now. Let's back up. In December, before Purple Hawks were launched on this channel, I said to viewers, second stimulus, $600 stimulus check. That's good, but don't be focused on that because that's not a lot of money. I'm going to get you under second stimulus, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, and that's in December. And Tyrone and others listened, and I got viewers $250,000 of rent. Tyrone pounced and got $15,000, $16,000 for rent in December before the $600 stimulus check came, paying all his rent to the spring. In January this year, I launched Purple Hawks for the same notion, which was $1,400 third stimulus check. Sure, it'll come, but that ain't going to cut it. We need a lot more money than that. And there is a lot more money in the third stimulus package. People in January thought, oh, really? I said, yeah, there is. And now Purple Hawks are pouncing. Now Purple Hawks are doing things we've never seen before. Bigger sums of money, more items are getting approved. And they're realizing that, wait a second, fourth stimulus is not landing in my bank account today or tomorrow. But third stimulus, I can get in 2-3 days. I can get in 24 hours some of these items. So consider becoming a member. Members are delivered daily from me via the YouTube community page when it's working, which has not been since Wednesday. I'll have more about that at the end of this video. Daily from me, a breakdown of all the big money under first, second, and third stimulus for you to get. And pounce as a Purple Hawk to get that big money. And what is proposed under fourth and fifth stimulus, because that will be even a bigger payout across the board. And with that, let's go into the final 15 minutes of this video. Direct from Santa Monica as a beautiful weekend is upon us. Starting right now, deal done. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you under the fourth stimulus recon. This is huge. Why can I say deal done? Because one, they don't need a single Republican to pass it. Number two, all Democrats are in support of it. Number three, everyone's agreed upon the price tag. And what you're going to see, and trust me, I even had a troll on Twitter who was a self-proclaimed Republican, staunch Republican, saying, no, the Democrats are going to fall apart and no one's going to give this to you. They're starting with the fake narratives that Democrats are going to fall apart. They're not falling apart. They're passing this for you. So here's what you need to know is that the $3.5 trillion of checks is the biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel, but mostly application-based. And that's how we've done stimulus before, almost always under first, second, and third stimulus. Whether it was PEBT, whether it was PUA, whether it was EIDL or PPP, whether you're a single individual or you're a parent or whether you're a child, it's generally always been application-based. And the reason why fourth stimulus is application-based is because there's so many committees being given so many different pots of money for you to get. And that's why, as a family, this is the place to be. Let's go over some of the items that are proposed for those committees. While we don't have a law, these are some of the proposals. Checks for a lot of people, including seniors and workers. Checks for free school meals for all. Checks for tax breaks. Checks for cheaper prescription medication. Checks for free internet. Checks for farming. Checks for workers, including independent contractors, checks for dental, checks for vision, checks for hearing care, that's all for seniors, and check for Medicare expansion, checks for lowering the eligibility age, and more. All right, let's cut over to the voting process. So Steny Hoyer has sent out that message to his House members. Be ready to be back in town on August 23rd, this Monday, and the voting to start by 6 p.m. on Monday. This is for the recon procedural. The recon procedural will pass in a blink of an eye because everyone agrees upon the price tag. Right after that recon procedural vote, which may happen on Monday evening or Tuesday, then they go right into the recon substantive vote. That is where the subcommittees determine how to spend the money. Now, here's what at issue. They've already been writing the legislation, so it's not like they're going to start writing the recon substantive on Monday. No. They've been writing that all along. Who writes it? The subcommittee is the House, and the subcommittee is the House are dedicated to different subject matters under the Constitution. Let's say House Ways and Means has two subject matters, at least, unemployment and stimulus checks. When each of the subcommittees are done, they send their pages up to Chuck Schumer, for example, and combines them 10 committees, for example, of 10 pages. That's 100 pages. But we're starting to see a lot of rumblings, a lot of news reports suggesting that we may start on the House side, not on Schumer's Senate side. I love that. Why does that seem like it's going to happen? This is new for Afternoon's LALATE show happening right now. I think it's going to start on the House side. I'll tell you why. Because Steny Hoyer's message, if you read it very carefully, is you're coming back on August 23rd and you're not leaving. So if they're not leaving and they're done with recon procedural, then what else is left to do? Recon substantive. And the Senate is gone, but the House is back. I think they're starting recon substantive on the House side. Let me tell you why it's better on the House side, because there were a lot of reports before Steny's comment that said the House is going to start it. Let me tell you why it's better on the House side. First, the House subcommittees is writing the legislation, and so those are people who are already House members. Number two, the House members pay more money than the senators. Three, the House is more progressive, and progressives spend more money than moderate Democrats. Number four, the senators are more moderate Democrats. And number five, I like starting on the House side because they can add the big money, and then the vote-a-rama on the Senate side can add more money on top of that. So there you go. Now, no time to be relaxant across the board. And understand that when we talk about the recon, we have two things we're focusing on. Recon, which is confirmed, number one, at a price tag, confirmed, and paying out checks to you, confirmed, a $3.5 trillion. But not confirmed is how many or how much, or that there's lots of monthly stimulus checks on top of there. And so you have to push. You're seeing this in this video, how countless legislators are saying, I'm going to put it in there. I promise I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. You have to push. And that's why Seats for Stimulus is back on the mix. Whether it's a House member or AOC or House Ways and Means saying we're going to do stimulus checks, you got to push Purple Power. And that is why I brought back Seats for Stimulus. If you're a new viewer, what is Seats for Stimulus? It basically is a social media campaign that you go on social media, share the video, and tag elected officials saying, spend the stimulus the right way, otherwise I'm taking your seat. Don't spend all the money on cows, farmers. Spend the money proportionally more on this side. There are 6 House seats up for grabs, and that's why it's critical to push, because those 6 House seats could fall and change the balance of power between the House and the Senate. We have 3 bodies of legislation to do: recon procedural and recon substantive and recon done. So away we go across the board. Finally, it's important to note that the President of the United States says that both bodies of legislation must land on my desk, both recon and bipartisan, the roads and bridges. This helps us. Why? Because there's no other way than getting both bodies of legislation passed. Because if you don't give him 2, he's not going to do 1. No time to be a donut guy or donutta or donut girl. It's time to put down that donut and push Purple Power. Finally, personal message is I'm very excited about how you have really killed it in the last few days. You realize that forced stimulus is going to happen. You realize that $3.5 trillion of checks are going to come out. But you also realize this week you'd rather have some money in your hand. How do you get some money in your hand? Getting the big money under third stimulus: rent, utilities, food, internet, mortgages, and SNAP. You've been in the live chat. You've been inspiring people. You've been helping people. People say, I'm in this state, I can't find it. You help people. You really step forward to really commandeer the collective spirit to help people realize that there's big sums of money, whether you're inspiring someone or you're actually in the live chat pointing them to the process across the board. Finally, it's important to understand that as of this afternoon, there has been outages of the YouTube community page alerts to members. So members are not getting alerts from me since Wednesday afternoon. I know it's almost 2.5 days. It's no bueno. So what I ask you to do deeply is to remember the programming schedule. We are currently watching Afternoons LA at 1 o'clock or 3 p.m. If you're watching this as a new show, it's at 3 p.m. If you're watching this as a replay, then it's a 1 o'clock show. The next show coming up is Overnight's Crypto. This video will automatically take you in there. But the next show you need to remember is the 5 o'clock Evenings LA show coming up next. After Evenings LA, there's a 7 o'clock Throwback show. Then Sirloin is at 8 o'clock. And then we go into Overnight's LA at 9 p.m. which is a Throwback show, and then Purple at 11:30 a.m. Tomorrow morning, we're returning again, always at 3 a.m. with Overnights, a Throwback show, Street and Simless, a Throwback show, and the brand new Early Mornings LA at 4 a.m. And then tomorrow I'll see you again at 9 a.m. for Mornings LA, 9:45 a.m. for Mornings Crypto, and noontime at 11 a.m. A copy of the schedule is being posted continually by me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram around the clock. So you can go there and see that schedule, download, keep a copy of the image for yourself, and see it. Most shows are about 2 hours apart, except on the evenings, then they get about a 1 hour apart. And with that, I look forward to seeing you. And please tune in. Please remember the schedule, because I know a lot of you are missing shows because the alert system's down. I want you part of this family. I don't want you to miss any videos. And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. The link's at the top of the channel, pinned comment. Stay informed, stay focused. Stay on this video. It'll automatically take you into Overnight's Crypto. And then I'm back with you at 5 o'clock with Evenings LA.